Los Angeles doesn't fit. It sprawls across a desert basin that should never have supported 10 million people. It defies the rules that shaped every other major American city. While New York grew along rivers and Chicago anchored itself to a lake, Los Angeles built an empire where water barely exists. Most cities bend to their geography. Los Angeles rewrote it entirely. So how did a place with almost no natural advantages become America's second largest metropolis? And why does living here still feel like inhabiting a beautiful experiment that might collapse at any moment? The answer begins where it always does, with the land itself and the audacious decisions made to conquer it. Stand in downtown Los Angeles and look around. Mountains rise to the north and to the east. The Pacific stretches to the west, and to the south, more mountains frame the horizon. This is the Los Angeles Basin, a vast bowl of sediment dropped between tectonic forces over millions of years. As the Pacific Plate ground against the North American Plate, it pushed up the ranges that now surround the city, the San Gabriels, the Santa Monicas, and the Santa Anas. These mountains trap air, trap heat, and everything else that settles into the basin. They create a natural amphitheater, but one with almost no escape routes. Most great American cities were born beside water, rivers that could move goods and people, harbors that welcomed ships from distant ports. Los Angeles had neither. The Los Angeles River was little more than a seasonal trickle, running strong only after winter rains and vanishing into sand by summer. No deep harbor existed along this stretch of coast. Early maps show a settlement that barely registered, a pueblo founded in 1781 with fewer than 50 residents. For more than a century, Los Angeles remained a backwater. San Francisco had the gold rush and a magnificent natural harbor. LA had sunshine and little else. If you are finding this interesting, hit like and subscribe. It helps us keep digging into the hidden forces that shape America's cities. Beneath that sun-baked basin, something valuable waited. In the 1890s, drillers struck oil. Not a single well, but field after field, vast reserves trapped in the sedimentary layers beneath neighborhoods and beaches. By the early 1900s, oil derricks crowded the landscape, rising in forests of steel across Signal Hill and Huntington Beach. The city that lacked every natural advantage suddenly had black gold. Oil money flowed in, funding growth and attracting people who saw opportunity where others saw only dust. Water became the next obsession. By the early 1900s, the population of Los Angeles was growing, and the Los Angeles River could not sustain it. City leaders looked north to the Owens Valley, a remote agricultural region nestled against the eastern Sierra Nevada. In 1913, the Los Angeles Aqueduct opened. Water that once irrigated Owens Valley fields now flowed 233 miles south, delivered by gravity alone through concrete channels and tunnels blasted through mountains. The Owens Valley dried up. Farms failed, and residents watched their livelihoods disappear as Los Angeles fountains and lawns flourished. The aqueduct did not just bring water, it brought a mindset. If nature did not provide what the city needed, then engineers would take it from somewhere else, no matter the cost or the distance. Later expansions reached the Colorado River and Northern California's rivers. Today, Los Angeles imports nearly 90% of its water from sources hundreds of miles away, surviving only because it convinced the state and federal government to pay for the pipes. The car arrived in Los Angeles at exactly the right moment. In the early 20th century, most American cities were already dense, built around streetcars and trains. Los Angeles was still forming, still sprawling outward with cheap land in every direction. When Henry Ford's Model T made automobiles affordable, Angelenos embraced them with an intensity no other city could match. By the 1920s, Los Angeles had more cars per capita than any other American city. Roads stretched across the basin, linking new suburbs to downtown and to each other. Urban planners and real estate developers saw opportunity. Instead of concentrating growth around transit hubs, they spread it out. Subdivisions appeared in the San Fernando Valley, along the coast and into the foothills. Zoning laws favored single-family homes and low-density development, ensuring the city would sprawl rather than rise. By mid-century, Los Angeles had become the first true automobile metropolis. Freeways followed, weaving through the basin in ribbons of concrete. The 110, the 101, the 10, and the 405 were each built to connect distant corners of a city that kept expanding. The result is a city where driving isn't optional. It's the only way to function. Los Angeles sits on a geologic time bomb. The San Andreas Fault runs just north and east of the city, a massive crack where the Pacific Plate grinds past the North American Plate at about 2 inches per year. That movement is mostly locked, building pressure that will eventually release in a massive earthquake. Seismologists do not debate whether the big one will happen. They debate when. But the San Andreas is not Los Angeles's only threat. Dozens of smaller faults crisscross the basin, hidden beneath neighborhoods and shopping centers. The 1994 Northridge earthquake, a magnitude 6.7 event, struck a fault that had not even been mapped. It killed 57 people, caused $20 billion in damage, and reminded everyone that the ground beneath Los Angeles is anything but stable. Engineers have responded with some of the world's strictest building codes. Modern structures are designed to flex and sway. Yet older buildings remain vulnerable, creating pockets of risk scattered across the city. Fire is the other constant. The chaparral-covered hillsides that ring Los Angeles are adapted to burn. Native plants thrive in cycles of drought and flame. For millennia, these ecosystems burned regularly. But now, millions of people live in these fire-prone zones, building homes on ridges and canyons that were never meant to support permanent settlement. When the Santa Ana winds arrive each fall, hot and dry from the desert, they turn the hills into a tinderbox. Fires ignite and spread with terrifying speed, pushed by winds that can gust over 60 miles per hour. The 1961 Bel Air fire and the 2018 Woolsey fire are reminders that the suburbs of Los Angeles exist in a landscape shaped by flame. Fire ecologists point out that the problem is not just climate change. It is where we choose to build. Every new development in the wildland-urban interface increases risk. Despite the danger, people keep moving into these areas, drawn by views and space. When the fires come, evacuations follow, and promises are made to rebuild in the exact same spot. Weather in Los Angeles is a paradox. The city markets itself on 300 days of sunshine, but that climate stability is exactly what traps smog. The mountains surrounding the basin block airflow, and a persistent temperature inversion seals in smog. In the 1940s and 1950s, Los Angeles's air became the worst in the nation. A thick yellow haze blanketed the city, burning eyes and throats. Regulations eventually improved air quality. Emission standards and cleaner fuels reduced smog levels by more than 70% from their peak. But on hot days, the inversion still locks in ozone. Meanwhile, the heat itself is becoming unbearable. Urban heat islands push temperatures 10 to 15 degrees higher than surrounding areas. During heat waves, the San Fernando Valley regularly tops 110 degrees. The Pacific Ocean offers little relief. Cool breezes rarely penetrate far inland. Climate projections suggest that by mid-century, Los Angeles could see 30 to 40 additional days per year with temperatures exceeding 95 degrees. Los Angeles remains a city of extremes, a place where ambition collides with geology, where water is borrowed and fire is inevitable. As climate shifts and infrastructure ages, the contradictions only deepen. The question isn't whether Los Angeles can survive. It's whether it can reimagine itself before the land demands a reckoning. To help us keep the videos coming your way, please like and subscribe.